Beer O'Clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Fuller's Brewery. Fuller's Smith & Turner. I've not had a Fuller's beer in quite some time. This is their Old Winter Ale. 5.3% ABV, 500 milliliter bottle. I was kind of somewhat surprised that I was in my local Waitrose. I say local, it's 11 miles away. I went out for the Camden Beer 21, the kind of the barrel-aged imperial pilsner that they produce for Christmas time. And as I was there, because we used to have a Waitrose very local to us years ago, about 3 years ago they closed down within walking distance of my house. So I went to this on an 11-mile trip to this Waitrose, and lo and behold, they've got I picked up 22 new beers that I haven't had from Waitrose. So this was one of them. Surely this has been brewed for Christmas. Old Winter Ale, brewed beside the Thames since 1845. It's got a lovely feel to it, this one. When I went into Waitrose, it was cold outside, raining. One of those kind of days where I travelled 11 miles to get to this Waitrose, with the windscreen wipers blasting full blast, you know, for the whole journey. And being in Waitrose, having this in my hand, looking at it, thinking, should I put this in the basket? Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at it. Look at that. So basically what I'm saying is this will blow the winter blues away, a good beer like this. A 1 to 2 finger, slightly off-white head, good levels of carbonation. It's a dark chestnut coloured beer that has great clarity to it. It's a dark looking beer, dark chestnut, but it's not bottle conditioned. You can see that it's quite clear there in the glass. But however, we do have a little bit of beer left in the bottom of the bottle, so we might be able to see if it is indeed a bottle conditioned beer in a moment. But slow moving carbonation on the beer. Let's get the aroma. Oh, a beer that embodies the winter months. A real biscuity, bready number. Sticky toffee, burnt creme brulee, you know, they put that kind of brown sugar on the top of a dessert and burn it with a blowtorch. Creme brulee, licorice. Winter spices, basically. Smells absolutely fabulous. Let's dive into this one. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. I've got to put that down. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What a fabulous beer. Oh, that's beautiful. Biscuity, bready, nutty, chewy, caramel flavours just wrap around the inside of your mouth, on your palate. There is a touch of licorice. That is quickly followed by, for me, bitterness. There's a lovely bitterness to this beer. Oh, what a fabulous, fabulous beer. Oh, brilliant. So, that was yesterday. Picked this beer up just yesterday. Spent my day again, we're like 3 months into this now, digging my way out of my underground house. So I'm still out there digging in the garden. I must have moved about, up to now, over 3 months, about 4 cubic meters of soil out of the garden. And today was raining. It was one of those drizzly days today. caked in mud, you know, where your boots are sticking to the floor. And basically, anyway, long story short, the reason why I'm mentioning that is I'm all showered up, I've had my tea, and I'm drinking a wonderful beer now. And all of those kind of, you know, where you're swearing to yourself because your boots are sticking to the floor, all of those kind of moments in life have passed now. You're standing here talking to you great people, watching the video, enjoying a fabulous, fabulous winter style beer. And that's the joys of ale for me. It's the reason why I do it. It's the reason why I enjoy it as much as I do. Is because as hard as I work during the daytime, there's always the evening to enjoy stuff like this. And this is a fabulous, fabulous beer. I'm loving the nuttiness. But not just the nuttiness. On this particular flavour, I'm loving the hoppiness. It's got a kind of a mixed berry fruit, like plum and fig and prune flavour to it. I tell you, this is a top class beer for me. If I was to go back to Waitrose next week and I had to make a choice between the 4 Fuller's beers that they've got in there, Golden Pride, London Pride, ESB, and this winter ale. They didn't have the vintage ale, by the way. For whatever reason, they said there was supply issues on that beer. I wanted to get the vintage 2021, but couldn't get a hold of that one. But anyway, apart from that, I genuinely think if you offered me the opportunity to pick one beer going forward to drink all of the time from Fuller's, I think this would be the beer. I think this would be the beer. Look at the way the fantastic head is rolling around. You see that carbonation chasing the head of the glass. The beer looks wonderful. It smells wonderful. Nutty, biscuity, bready. And it tastes absolutely divine. 5.3% ABV, so I mean, for me this is session strength. You could have a few of these. This is the type of beer, and I've wanted to stitch this together for a long time. Where my wife comes from, it's a town called, or a city called Salisbury. So we go and visit family now and again when we get the chance to go down to Salisbury, see Mal's brother, and they got a pub down there called the Butcher's Arms. It's a Fuller's pub. It's that type of place, you know, wooden beams, fireplaces, oldie-worldy pub. I would love, absolutely love, as long as, I mean, if it's a well-kept cask, I would love to have one of these on cask in an oldie-worldy pub. Sitting there kind of next to the fire. Oh, just absolutely wonderful. Right, deep amber in colour. Old Winter Ale is a strong, well-balanced and full-bodied beer with an aroma that picks out malt, cookies and licorice. Oh, a beer well suited to colder climates. Oh, give me that in Spain. I'd drink that in Spain, I would. It's absolutely wonderful. Right, I'm going to rate it. Fuller's Old Winter Ale. That, for me, is one of the finds of... For the Fuller's beers. That's probably my favourite Fuller's beer of all time. That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. As traditional as a traditional biscuity, bready, nutty beer can possibly be. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Pick yours up from Waitrose. Put your comments in the comments box. Please subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!